Today, impact statements have been what we thought they would be, extremely tough to get through. The first impact statement was Bethany Funk's, and that was read by Emily. The worst day of her life is what she calls it. She's been attacked by the public, she's received death threats. She literally lost her friends and is dealing with all this other BS. Her and her family harassed by the media. She doesn't understand, why did she get to live? Why did they have to die? She can't even look at their family without feeling guilty, thinking that they're thinking, why is she here and not my kid? She had to sleep in her parents' room for a year. She checks her room every night till this day. She has to double lock her doors. She then briefly talked about each of her friends and how amazing they were, how Xana was one in a million. She was the life of the party. Kaylee was funny, radiant. She loved to play pranks. She had so much energy and life in her. Ethan was so sweet and genuine, kind and easy to talk to. Xana and Ethan had a storybook love. You could just tell that they were soulmates. Maddie was a ray of sunshine and a sweet soul, and she wishes she could give them a hug one last time. Next impact statement was Dylan, and before she even opened her mouth, I was losing it. She talked about how what happened that night changed everything for her. Four beautiful, compassionate people were taken away. He took away their light, their birthdays, graduations, celebrations. These are my friends, my people. You took my ability to trust the world. She talked about how she couldn't be alone. She had to sleep in her mom's bed. She made escape plans in her head. She still suffers from severe panic attacks. She can't breathe. She shakes and can only scream. She says, people call me strong, but they don't know my reality. She says he can never take away my memories with them or my voice, and that he will stay empty, forgotten, and powerless. Next, we heard from Maddie's stepfather and mother, and they talked about how Maddie was the joy and purpose in her mother's life, that she was kind, beautiful, empathetic. The world was a better place with her in it. How her mother struggles with how she's supposed to go on without her favorite person in the world. No words can capture the devastation of losing Maddie. They talked about how they know that their impact statement, they can address the defendant, but they said they will not waste words on him and that they support the plea deal. Maddie's grandmother, Kim Cheely, also spoke. She thanked Bill Thompson, the prosecution. She thanked them for the plea deal, thanked the police and Judge Hippler and the university. She talked about how Maddie was her first grandchild. She said her and Maddie's birthdays are one day apart. She talked about how Maddie used to call her Deedly Deedly instead of Nana. She told that story. She said she got angel wings tattooed on her arm in memory of Maddie. She suffers from grief, has to go to grief therapy, depression, anxiety, sleep disturbance. Next up was Maddie's father, Ben Mogan, and he thanked those that finally brought this case to a close. He talked about how Maddie was his only child and the only great thing that he ever did in life. He thought he had more time, that she was his favorite person. They would go to concerts together. One of his favorite memories is when they went to a meet and greet and Mac Miller show, and how she encouraged him just to be better. You could tell that he was struggling. He at one point said, he had written so much more, but he's like, I just don't even know what to say. I just love her and miss her so much and wishes she was still here. And he broke down and the judge was crying. I think everyone was crying. Next was Kaylee's dad, Steve, and he gets up there and makes sure that he is facing right at Bryan Kohberger. He's addressing him and saying, within minutes, police had your DNA. You're that careless. That's stupid. A master's degree? You're a joke. He tells him you're a nobody. Nobody cares about you. The world is watching this case for the kids, not because of you. Now, when Olivia gets up there, my God, this girl, whew, I tell you, she handed it to him. She handed it to him. She was also looking directly at him. She was like, they're not yours to take. They were not yours to study, to stalk, and to silence. If you were really smart, do you think you would be here right now? What is it like needing this much attention? She calls him a loser, pathetic, wannabe, talks about his rapping. When I tell you that if you missed Olivia's impact statement, you better go to YouTube right now and find it because it is worth watching. I'm going to watch it on repeat. Next up was Kaylee's mom, and she starts off with, you didn't just take her life, you shattered others. As a person working on a PhD, you are not that good. You're not that good at anything. You couldn't even secure a job. You couldn't get a female to look in your direction because you are that pathetic. You're a joke. She tells him, I should have got you a clown hat to match your orange jumpsuit. She also says that Kaylee's little sister had a message for him and says, you may have received A's in college, but in prison, you'll be getting nothing but big D's.